second question relates to big tech and Facebook. On April 9, Facebook or Meta whistleblower Sarah Wayne Williams testified before Congress that Facebook shut down Miles Guo's account under pressure from the CCP, and then Facebook lied under oath to Congress. And what are the implications of Miles Guo's name being mentioned again in a Senate hearing regarding this issue after 8 years?
I think it's incredibly important. That's what we played on the show. Josh Hawley, the populist senator from Missouri, had really worked through that hearing, and her remarks were explosive. One of the reasons that Meta's going to trial, remember the Federal Trade Commission is taking Meta to trial on a whole host of things that starts Monday, that Zuckerberg has been begging the president to delay. One of the reasons it's not getting delayed, I believe, is the testimony of this whistleblower. And we've had her on War Room before. And her actually making the case for Miles Guo of how he was suppressed immediately because he was speaking truth about the Chinese Communist Party, I think is explosive. And I think once again puts forward at the highest level what a patriot Miles Guo has been in assisting the American people and the entire Judeo-Christian West to understand what the actual threat is of the senior cadre of the Chinese Communist Party.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Steve, we know, Miles Guo has been in the U.S. since 2014, actually, and then started his whistleblower movement in 2017. And since then, he has been the #1 target for the CCP's proxies in the United States. So we firmly believe that Miles Guo's legal cases is a treasure trove, be able to help American and especially the Congress to understand the extensiveness of the CCP's infiltration. So I'm definitely looking forward to all those receipts and hard evidence being demonstrated in congressional hearing like the one that we just witnessed, done by the Senate Judiciary Committee. You have any comments on that in terms of future Congress listening to our story and especially Miles Guo's story?
Well, I think it's not just Congress. I think this was the whole thing about the trial of Miles Guo. It was very limited. And we understand the Justice Department's infiltrated by the Chinese Communist Party. Let's be blunt about it. This is why today on the show with Tom Fitton, I called for, to back Tom Fitton, a special prosecutor to be designated by the president to report to the White House directly to the president to investigate the FBI and the Justice Department, because Cash and Pam, they have too much on their plate. You clearly can't investigate it if you're trying to run it because it's just too complicated. These organizations are too big. Mm-hmm. And part of it, the investigation has to be the infiltration of the Chinese Communist Party in the FBI and the Justice Department. In Miles Guo's trial, one thing that shocked me was very limited. The testimony about the infiltration was explosive. Mm-hmm. The media never reported it, sat right in the courtroom and never reported it because the media is infiltrated by these people. Yes. Of course they are. The China Daily was published, was put in the New York Times and the Washington Post for years, put in as a supplement, which is just an Americanized version of the People's Daily, the propaganda arm of the Chinese Communist Party, and they got paid to do it. Of course they're business partners with the CCP, the New York Times and the Washington Post. And that's why they didn't cover the Miles Guo trial. The limited amount of information that came out was explosive about how they've hunted down Miles Guo for years and paid people huge amounts of money as bonuses and bribes to basically get him shipped back to China. That was never brought out. And that only scratches the surface. Look what happened to testimony yesterday. All the big tech platforms, because they were in business partners of the Chinese Communist Party, one of their top priorities was to shut down Miles Guo.
Yes.
This is what's so outrageous about this. And this is what, hopefully, over the next days and weeks and months ahead, we get in front of the American people. This is one of the reasons we play twice every show his great anthem of taking down the CCP. He's still a hero to the people that are at the forefront of the effort to back Lao Beijing, the Chinese people, because people in the West cannot take down the Chinese Communist Party. We can't. That is a situation. Now, we can fight the Chinese Communist Party. We can assist Lao Beijing, but it's Lao Beijing's hands that have to bring down this murderous regime. And it'll eventually happen. And one of the reasons it'll happen because you had patriots like Miles Guo that put everything on the line to expose their cruelty, their malfeasance, and just basic evilness. So I'm proud to be part of this. I'm proud to be part of new federal